Hello citizens of Switch Planet, my name is Cyril and today we're going to look at some of the fastest and most exciting games in the world. That's right, we're going to be jumping in the driver's seat in order to count down the 25 best racing games on the Switch. From karts to bikes to futuristic hovercrafts, we're going to be checking in with Metacritic to find all of those must-own speedsters. So grab your helmet and join me as we take a look at the Switch's best racing games. Up first, we have Redout, one of the earliest must-have racing games on the Switch. It's a loving tribute to the old racing monsters like F-Zero, Wipeout, Roll Cage, and Pod, and is designed to be an uncompromising, fast, tough, and satisfying driving experience soaked in the vertigo that stands at the core of the arcade racing genre. I'm talking about the breezy coastlines, the eerie frozen landscapes, the vast desert plains. The melodic, dystopian atmosphere of a semi-abandoned Earth is the background of the most high-speed, tense, and beautiful futuristic racing clashes, all created using the Unreal Engine 4. Redout lands at number 25 with a Metacritic score of 70%. Our next game is the 2021 resurrection of one of the greatest 64-bit racing franchises of all time. I'm of course talking about Cruis'n Blast, which shows up on our list at number 24 with a score of 70. Developed by Raw Thrills, Cruis'n Blast takes the long-running franchise into the new millennium as players zoom 200 miles per hour through the bustle of London, blast through the exotic wonders of Madagascar, celebrate Carnival in Rio, amaze to the high-tech splendor of Singapore, and drive an earth-shaking thriller through Death Valley. Now this is how you bring back a beloved franchise. Just narrowly beating out the competition with the Metacritic score of 71% is Team Sonic Racing, the 2019 sequel to one of Sega's favorite driving games. This well-received racer combines the best elements of arcade and fast-paced competitive-style racing as you face off with friends in an intense multiplayer racing experience. Race together and work as a team by sharing power-ups and speed boosts. With 3 distinct character types and tons of vehicles and customizations to unlock, it's easy to see why Team Sonic Racing remains a fan favorite on the Switch. Coming in at number 22 with a Metacritic score of 72% is Rise, Race the Future, a high-tech racer set in the near future where a new kind of wheel technology will let you drift on all kinds of terrains, and especially water. This is an absolutely gorgeous game with some of the best racetracks you're going to find on the Switch. Best of all, it manages to tackle the future of racing without becoming a Wipeout or F-Zero ripoff. While the control may take a little getting used to, Rise Race the Future is well worth the time and the effort. This is a great choice for anybody who loves Ridge Racer. Speaking of racing games that managed to average a score of 72%, that also describes the next game on our countdown, Nickelodeon Kart Racers 2 Grand Prix. Choose from 30 of Nickelodeon's Hall of Fame characters, including SpongeBob SquarePants, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Those babies from Rugrats, the cool kids from Hey Arnold, Ren and Stimpy, Lincoln Loud and his sister, and more in this Anything Goes Race Fest. Speed around 28 slime-filled tracks to win the highly coveted cups and over 80 upgrades to your kart. And with both local and online multiplayer modes, Nickelodeon Kart Racers 2 is fun for the whole family. Let a wave of nostalgia take you away with the next game on our countdown, Hot Wheels Unleashed. Drive the coolest, the fastest, and the most unique vans and jaw-dropping muscle cars of your dreams in this action-packed racing game. Speed around everyday household objects and do whatever it takes to come in first. And thanks to an incredibly powerful editor, building the craziest tracks has never been easier. Bend and stretch the iconic orange track pieces to create your own unique designs and then add special boosters, loops, obstacles, and exclusive interactive elements to build your own racing paradise. All that is why Hot Wheels Unleashed lands at number 20 with a meta score of 73%. The next game on our list is unlike any other racing game that you've ever played. I'm talking about Descenders, an extreme downhill bike riding game for the modern era with procedurally generated worlds and where mistakes have real consequences. Grab your bike, pick your team, and attempt to live up to the legend of your Descender. Will you join the die-hard trick frenzy ranks of Team Enemy, the proficient off-road stylings of Team Arboreal, or the high-octane speed-is-everything Team Kinetic? With a meta score of 73%, perhaps that's a question that you should start thinking about. Few racing games are as stylish as Art of Rally, the 18th game on our countdown. This is a stylized experience that was inspired by the golden era of rally and created by Fun Selector Labs, the people behind Absolute Drift. Race across the world and through colorful and absolutely stunning environments in a top-down view, while competing for first place in the leaderboards. Featuring tons of gorgeous levels, game-changing options, a soothing soundtrack, and some of the coolest visuals of any racing game on the Switch, Art of Rally is a must-have for serious speedsters. Our next game was inspired by some of Sega's most beloved arcade racing games, including Virtua Racing and Daytona USA. I'm talking about Hotshot Racing, a blisteringly fast arcade-style racing game fusing drift handling, razor-sharp retro visuals, and an incredible sense of speed to create an exhilarating driving experience. 16 racing circuits provide the twists, turns, and straights conducive to searingly quick racing. Take on coastal, jungle, alpine, and Las Vegas desert environments, with each course modeled with the most vivid colors and blue skies for miles. With both single-player modes and 4-player split-screen action, it's easy to see why Hotshot Racing manages to pull out an impressive 74% from Metacritic. Criterion Games has been one of Electronic Arts' most reliable studios, and that's on full display with our 16th game, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. Unleash a savage sense of speed, both as an outlaw and a cop, in the world's hottest high-performance cars. Outsmart the heat, or take down the lawbreakers with the tactical weaponry at your disposal in a heart-pumping, socially competitive racing experience. Updated with enhanced visuals, cross-platform multiplayer, plus all of the additional DLC content, this is the ultimate edition of Criterion Games' critically acclaimed Need for Speed debut. All this manages to earn Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered a 74% from Metacritic. Now here is a fun idea. SnowRunners puts you in the driver's seat of a powerful vehicle as you conquer extreme open-world environments with the most advanced terrain simulation ever. Expand and customize your fleet with many upgrades and accessories, including an exhaust snorkel for heavy waters and chain tires for that battle against the snow. With a Metascore of 75%, SnowRunners manages to come in at a respectable 15th place on the countdown.
Solo players will be invited to take part in several challenging time trial events, swiftly securing checkpoints on their way to the finish lines. Runners who play in co-op will be able to take part in heated versus races, proving once and for all who among their group is the real king of off-road driving. Two different kinds of races are available. Rub your tires on a dirt circuit or in a more traditional off-road setting.
Forget about racing through a virtual world because Mario Kart Live Home Circuit wants to use your living room as the racetrack. You control a real-life Mario Kart with your Nintendo Switch, and you can watch it come to life in the game. It's actually kind of incredible because you get to race a real-world Mario Kart through your home. What you do is you use the Switch system to control your kart, and then you watch as it reacts to what's happening in the game as you boost and drift to victory. Your in-home course comes to life on screen with a view from right behind the driver's seat. This unique approach earned Mario Kart Live Home Circuit a 75% from Metacritic and a 14th place finish on the count. Up next, we have Riptide GP Renegade, which comes in at number 13 with an impressive 75% Metascore. Super-powered jet skis and science fiction collide in Riptide GP Renegade, the over-the-top water-based racing game that combines the fun of Hydro Thunder with the tracks of SSX. The 9 incredible levels are all inspired by some of your favorite futuristic movies, offering up a world so rich with details that you're going to forget that it's little more than a background to a racing game. Sure, it may be a little light on content, but there's no denying the Riptide GP Renegade is over the top in all the best ways. Up next is Rush Rally Origins, a top-down rally game that is the perfect reminder that you can get just about every type of racing game on the Switch. Sporting an impressive 77% from Metacritic, Rush Rally Origins combines the classic top-down racing action from the original Rush Rally with the highly praised graphics and physics from Rush Rally 3. Take on 36 new and unique stages across the world, each with the ability to change the time of day and weather. Drive over many challenging surface types including snow, gravel, dirt, mud, and tarmac. Don't let the old school look fool you though, because Rush Rally Origins is a must-own.
Left, 100. Hairpin right, 100. Off the dirt, hairpin left, 60, over finish.
Just narrowly missing the top 10 is Mantis Burn Racing at number 11 with a Metascore of 77%. Inspired by the top-down racers of the 1980s and 90s, Mantis Burn Racing is an exciting throwback racer with accessible gameplay and a shocking amount of single-player content. Drive incredible, built for racing vehicles across highly detailed, visually stunning tracks in high-risk, high-speed races where winning is everything. With a role-playing game-style upgrade system, nearly 100 events, and a bunch of different speed classes, you'll be whipping around corners and finding shortcuts for a long time to come. Overhead racing games have never looked this good. At long last, we're finally down to the top 10 racing games on the Switch. And number 10 is a game that I might argue isn't actually a racing game at all, Trials Rising. While it may be the 6th game in the long-running stunt bike series, Trials Rising is the first installment to come to a Nintendo console. Trick your way through some of the toughest and gnarliest courses you've ever seen, featuring levels that'll take you all around the globe, pulling off stunts in some of the world's most iconic locations, such as the Eiffel Tower and Mount Everest. With an intimidating number of stages to complete, Trials Rising is a perfect fit when playing with the Switch in handheld mode. Coming in at number 9 is one of the most celebrated racing games of all time. I'm talking about Burnout Paradise Remastered, which remains one of the must-own games on the Switch. Burnout Paradise Remastered tosses us into Paradise City, a richly detailed open-world setting where we smash the opponent against skyscrapers and run them straight off the cliffs. Best of all, the Switch port not only features the award-winning original game, but also a mountain of downloadable content that includes everything from motorcycles to toy cars to an entire new island just designed for stunts. Burnout Paradise Remastered is the complete package. Mantis Burn Racing may have brought overhead racing games to the modern era, but the Next Penelope is here to throw you into the distant future. Set in the neon-filled world of Odyssey, this is a fast and violent take on the sport that will remind gamers of a top-down version of F-Zero. While the simple controls are reminiscent of the Micro Machines franchise and the explosive weapons are straight out of Wipeout, the Next Penelope somehow manages to find its own lane and never feels derivative. This is great for anyone looking for intense multiplayer action, too. The Next Penelope races to the finish line with a metascore of 79%, earning a place on this countdown at number 8.
This is the last one. Congratulations.
If you're one of those people who doesn't think Ridge Racer has enough drifting, then Inertial Drift is the game for you. This throwback racing game comes to life with a cool art design, hip cast, and tons of modes. Not to mention both split screen and online multiplayer options. However, the real star is the gameplay, which uses a dual-stick approach to put you in control in just a brand new way. If you're one of those people who loves barreling around corners sideways, then Inertial Drift is a must-play. With a score of 79% from Metacritic, this inventive racing game manages to land at the number 7 spot on our racing game countdown. Break all the rules and take full contact racing to the limit with Wreckfest, the number 6 game on our countdown. Expect epic crashes, neck-to-neck fights over the finish line, and brand new ways for metal to bend. These are the once-in-a-lifetime moments that can only be achieved in Wreckfest, with its true-to-life physics simulation crafted by developer Bugbear, the team behind fan favorites like Flat Out 1 and 2. Burn rubber and shred metal in the ultimate driving playground. Wreckfest is jam-packed with upgrades and customization options. Whether you're preparing for the next demolition derby or just going out on a race, there's nothing else quite like Wreckfest on the Switch. The first full-on car simulator for Switch is also one of the system's best reviewed racing games. Grid Autosport gives players a chance to experience the realism of 5 different racing disciplines, including touring, endurance, tuner, open wheel, and even street racing. And for an extra layer of realism, construct your own steering wheel using Nintendo, Labo, Toy-Con, and Pedal. 8-player online action will push your driving skills to the limit, making Grid one of the best and most robust racers around. Grid Autosport comes in 5th place with a meta score of 79%. Coming in at number 4 is Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled, a gorgeous remake to one of the best kart racing games of all time. This is an absolutely loaded game filled with more than 50 different characters, including the famous Bandicoot, his furry friends, and just literally every driver to ever appear in a Crash Team Racing game. Explore dozens of levels, find the hidden shortcuts, pick up delicious fruit, and come in first in Nitro-Fueled, Mario Kart's biggest and best rival. Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled earned a solid 80% from Metacritic. Fast RMX may not be the first futuristic racing game on this list, but it's definitely the best. Here we see it come in 3rd place with a score of 81% from Metacritic, which just goes to show how stiff the competition is. Inspired by futuristic racing games like Wipeout and F-Zero, Fast RMX is not only one of the Switch's earliest racers, but it's also one of the best. Speed through 30 challenging stages in a lightning-fast game where a split second can be the difference between winning and losing. With 15 unlockable vehicles, extra modes to discover, and even online multiplayer support, Fast RMX remains a high-water mark for futuristic racing games, regardless of the console. Coming in just behind first place is Horizon Chase Turbo, which earns the runner-up spot with an impressive metascore of 82%. If you grew up playing 8 and 16-bit racing games like Top Gear and Rad Racer, then you absolutely need to play Horizon Chase Turbo. This is a surprisingly long game filled with great graphics, a killer soundtrack, dozens of cars, tons of locations, and extra modes that'll have you playing for weeks to come. Horizon Chase Turbo is one of the few modern racing games to get the old school nostalgia right. And with the sequel coming to Switch later this year, I can't wait to see if it has what it takes to speed past this must-own racing game. The ultimate Mario Kart on Wii U is also the best reviewed racing game on the Switch. And it's not just the critics who fell in love with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because this remains one of the best and most popular games for any system. Featuring an impressive roster of just about every Nintendo character that you can think of, tons of great levels, all of the downloadable content from the Wii U original, and even remastered graphics that look better than ever, this is not just the definitive version of Mario 8, but it's also one of the best racing games ever made. And did I mention that there are a whole bunch of new tracks that you can download right now? That is why it tops this list as the best racing game on the Switch.
Okay everyone, thanks so much for watching. If you liked that video, please leave a like and subscribe, and ring the bell if you want to get notified when we release new content. We hope to see you in the next video.